down, because that will limit any damage if there's damage happening, and get in contact with us for advice. So in Doris we have a separate toilet cubicle. You have your sink, storage cupboard, and toilet. So just to cover the toilet operation, when in use, you have this little grey lever at the bottom. Flick the grey lever to the right and you will see that the cover opens up to allow the waste to go into the waste cassette. You must make sure when you're driving the vehicle that you have the lever in the locked position, which is to the left. This stops any waste from slushing up through, which is obviously unwanted. You also have your cupboard, toilet rolls, etc. stored under here. Up the top, toilet chemicals, spare toothbrushes, etc. are stored in here. And to switch the light operation on and off, it's just under the cupboard. Now the windows operate in the same manner as the other windows that we covered earlier. So with the toilet in the locked position, you then, to empty the cassette, as I showed earlier, a little button underneath. You have to make sure you lift that, otherwise it won't pull out. Pull the cassette out. You see underneath there's the arm, it locks into place, and then you can then take it to the waste emptying at the site or at the waste emptying station. Once you get to the waste emptying station, turn this out this way, take the cap off and empty while pressing the airlock button. This makes sure that you don't get an airlock and the waste flows freely. Once emptied, slush out with some water to empty the last of the waste. Then put around 1 litre of water so that there's a small amount in the bottom. Take the cassette back to the motorhome. Push back in place, making sure it's within the guides. It should just clip in nice and easily, and then the lock will kick in. And then get one of the chemicals from the toilet cupboard, drop it down the loo, and then that'll obviously ensure there's no sort of bad smells or anything coming from the cassette. So Doris has her own separate shower in the back in the double bedroom. Also provided with shower gel, shampoo and conditioner. So to operate the door, clip off the clips on both sides. The door then concertinas open. This side also comes out, and there's a little clip in the back here that locks them in place, which is it's quite intuitive when you're doing it from the inside, and the lock over. Yeah. Same operation to close again. Concertina, the door into place, and then clip it lock for when travelling to stop it knocking about. And the same on this side, the lock back in place. Shower just works like any other sort of mixer shower tap. What we do recommend, the hot water tanks are not large, so you don't get a long shower. So we suggest that when showering, just be frugal with the water. Turn it off in between to make sure that there's enough water at the end to wash the soap off, but just be mindful that you won't get a long shower. So most of the clothes storage space in Doris is in the main rear bedroom area. So to open the overheads, click it forward and then it opens. If you don't just try and pull it, it doesn't open and there's a chance you could damage the mechanism. So push it forward and open. The side cupboards for jackets, etc. lock with the small button depressed at the front. under the back here you have your reading lights on both sides, little nipple on top that you press on and off. The other lights at the back of the bed are controlled from here, and there's a main light on the top that you simply press the standby button to switch on and off. And there's some additional storage under the front of the mattress in Doris, which is great for, you know, keeping your suitcases, bags, etc. All our vans are fitted with smoke detector just above the kitchen hob, and a carbon monoxide detector just to the right of the kitchen hob. So if the carbon monoxide detector goes off, it's gone off for a reason. Make sure you ventilate the vehicle, make sure there's no gas on, and then when you're cooking as well, always make sure that you open this window slightly, because that allows any sort of carbon monoxide to leave the vehicle. All our vehicles are equipped with a fire blanket and a fire extinguisher. The fire blanket, pull the toggles, the blanket will come out, and you can use those for pan fires, if there's a frying pan fire, for example, and your extinguisher to be used on electrical equipment fires. So the lounge area lights are controlled from just inside the door for your main lights. Also, you'll see that under each of the cupboards there's a small blue light. Click and press that on and off, and the same under the other kitchen cupboards. You'll also find in the lounge USB charging points. So there's two here to charge mobile phones. Okay, so the TV operation in the main lounge area, the flat screen TV. So you'll see that there's a lever at the back here. Push that to the right and it releases the flat screen TV, so you can move it to the desired location. When you're not using the TV, especially to move the electric drop down, double down, you have to make sure that it's clipped back into place on the mechanism at the back. This keeps it out the way of the electric drop down double. Otherwise, when you decline the electric drop down double, it catches the telly and can knock it off the wall. So just be very mindful of that. It also needs to be locked in place for when you're driving, otherwise it will flap around. To operate the TV, you have to make sure that the lighting circuit is on the control panel as it runs off the lighting circuit. You'll see that it's on standby when the lighting circuit's on. On the control, push the power button, you'll then see that it turns green. When it comes on, because you're in a mobile vehicle, each time you go to use it, you have to make sure that you tune it back in to pick up the channels. So on the operation, quick start button, press OK, 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 and then it'll come up and you have to press OK once more, and then it'll then start tuning in the channels. Now again, it's only as good as the digital signal in that area, so you may not get channel depending on where you're located. We do provide DVDs, and you can bring your own, obviously, as the telly might not always work, and at least you've then still got something to watch. It's just a quick overview of Doris's cab area. So lights are controlled from the right here, indicators left, windscreen washers right. On the steering wheel itself you can control the radio, and you also have your cruise control, volume control. Doris is on a manual transmission. Heaters are controlled from here. Bluetooth stereo, so you can connect your phone. Up the top here is where you can sit your phone for sat nav. We have a 12-volt charging point here, which is perfect for the internal hoover that's provided. There's also another one on the top here, and we provide an adapter so that you can turn the 12 volt into a USB for charging phones in the cab area. We also have the rear view mirror, which you can change the views on, so you can have it shooting straight down at the back, so for close encounters, and then you can have it on the other video so that you can use it as a rear view mirror. So the handbrakes on the Transit cab they drop down out the way so that the captain's chair can turn. So at the minute it's in the lock position, you pull it up to fully engaged, pull it up a little bit, press the button, drop it down, and then the handbrake will be released. Likewise, if you want to switch the handbrake on, again from the off position, pull it up to the point that you can feel the tension, and then drop it down, it drops out the way, and that's the handbrake on.